Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Penalty Loop Podcast, a podcast about biathlon by Jordan Gottschalk from Penalty Loop and a regular guest, RJ Weiss from Biathlon Analytics.
Hey, RJ.
Dr. J, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it's crazy how fast the season is going. And, it's the second trimester just finished, and I don't understand how it's the end of January and the European Championships are next week and then it's the Olympics. And anyway, my mind is kind of spinning.
Well, you say next week, it's 3 days from now, right? It starts Wednesday.
It does. It starts Wednesday. It's pretty nuts. So,
I know you wanted to start with something, so I'm not going to jump on it. But
no. So, going into the week, there's one listener, and I made a comment about the French team, taking their whole team to Nove Mesto, and it really was, there are really two competing schools of thought about how to treat the last week before the Olympics, especially this year with Nove Mesto being lower altitude versus the higher altitude Antholz. Do you go to training camp? Do you go race? And so really it comes down to like sort of what I'm going to call the French method and the Norwegian method. The French method being let's go race. It's our best prep to get ready for the Olympics is to be out there and racing. And the Norwegian saying, let's go do the training. So we're in hopefully peak form when we get to the Olympics. And so I posted something about it. And one of our listeners, she posted on social media about the French. They ain't no little bitches. They're not running and hiding. And you know what? The French ain't no little bitches, man. What a week.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I was going to start off with saying that despite knowing that a lot of athletes, including some of the top athletes, weren't there, I don't think it felt in any way that it was like a reduced field or like lower quality. I mean, yeah, there was definitely names higher up than you would normally expect them, but races were still close. You still see the big names. Mm-hmm. To me, it didn't devalue the World Cup at all.
Nope. No.
So I don't know. I think, they have no reason. And I would say this year with Norway, their prep obviously has been different than what they planned. I think they were already not planning on going. I would say though, like if you're from a small nation, to come out for one race for one individual, I can see that maybe is a consideration, especially given that those teams probably don't have a lot of budget, to go from Ruhpolding to Prague and then from Prague back to somewhere in Italy or close to Antholz at elevation. I can see that's, also in consideration.
And the little nations.
But hey, it gave a chance to some people that we usually don't see.
That's what I was going to say. The little nations were there.
We'll get into it, but yeah.
I just think, and to be fair, it's not just the Norwegians, right? I think a big chunk of the German team wasn't there. Elvira and Hanna and Ella Halverson weren't there. So, I'm picking on the Norwegians a little bit, but I think they're just the biggest example of it. But the French were just, I agree, it did not diminish what they did this weekend at all, because it doesn't matter who was out there. They kind of saw the best of the best from the French this week. I mean, you saw Perrot looked really unbeatable when he's like this. And I want to talk more about his race specifically today a little bit. You saw Lou, who, even though she didn't win, sort of put her stamp on the overall, stretching the lead out to over 200 points. And she looks incredible. Justine came through and got the big win in the short individual. Simone, say what you will about her off course. She looked like Simone, and Michelon, who was in tears in Ruhpolding. Well, there she was at the front of the course again today. Emilien Claude, who had that back surgery in around Labor Day in early September. He had 2 6th-place finishes. Fabien Claude looked good. Lambordeaux had a 4th-place finish. I mean, you just go. Jacqueline was on the podium. You go on the list, and everybody looked good. And like you said, it's not about the quality of the field, because these guys, they all would have been up there anyway. They were incredible.
Yeah. I was, and what I really enjoyed is for, someone like Pfund, who, I heard his name.
Yeah.
But clearly suffering behind a stacked group of men already in the German team. And I think with him, it's hard to guess where he would be if the whole field was there. But I was very impressed with his performance
all week.
Just, and just, I think he's 22. First World Cup weekend to come out like that,
Oh yeah.
I think I don't know what his weekend shooting percentage was, but it must have been pretty high.
Must have been very good. Yeah, I don't have it in front of me. I was just seeing if I had pulled it up. 13th in the short individual and 15th in the mass start. And then, I mean, obviously the shining moment for him was in the single mixed relay.
When he in his 2 individual races, 90%.
Well, can't complain about that.
And he's actually including the, never mind, 90%. So for first World Cup.
First World Cup in that arena that's a cauldron, yeah. Right? There's nothing quiet and calm about it.
A bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hats off to Leo Pfund. I mean, and especially to bounce back after the heartbreak of the single mixed.
Yeah.
That move he made, by the way, on the last lap, I was thinking it was on the second lap, of the single mix, when he was making the move towards Seppala. And I was watching, I was like, I think I posted something about this, like, this is either like he's feeling good and this is a big time move, or this is just like, the exuberance of youth and he is just going all out and he's going to pay for it. He didn't pay for it. I was so impressed. I was so impressed. And I think we talked about him back over the summer as somebody who was performing well. I think at like Blink and then some of the other summer races. So really, really fun to see him earn this opportunity and really do great.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. But yeah, do you think we'll see him again? I mean, Roman Reis had a good weekend.
We'll see him a lot, but will we see him again this season?
This season.
Probably. I imagine that there'll be one guy at least from the World Cup who will miss a race or two for health or whatever, fatigue at the end of the season. So it would not shock me that he would be the first guy up.
And don't they have an extra spot in Oslo the last weekend?
Do they?
I don't. Or is it just certain? Maybe that's just the IBU Cup winning countries.
So if they can earn it from the IBU Cup. I don't have the standings in front of me, but maybe he will do himself. Maybe he'll earn himself a spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just going to check that, but it's good to see that, we've had some questions about new German talent coming up, and
certainly
he's definitely a positive example, right?
Oh yeah, and there are a couple other guys too that are coming up, but this feels like the first time in a while that we're seeing a real young guy on the German squad. So Roman Reis is currently in 7th, so that would, if he held that position, would give the Germans an extra bib that could be used for anybody.
Okay. And where's Pfund in that list? Is he?
He is 13th. And he is 13th. Okay. Dalla is actually still 9th on the IBU Cup list. So presumably Pfund will surpass him. He's only 35 points behind, so he would presumably pass him. And
you never know with Dallas luck. It might be sent back down.
Goes from the Olympics back to the IBU Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I hope not. Do you mind if we talk about Perrot today? I just real quick. Yeah. I just was so overwhelmed by his maturity in the mass start. It just felt like it was another one of those examples. We talked about Lou. I think it was just last week or 2 weeks ago, talking about how, just last week, it seemed like she had the bird's eye view of everything that was going on. And you could sense that with Perrot today, just being up front, and he knew where everyone was. Clearly, he knew where Campbell was, because Campbell was right there. And I think you posted this, that it looked like he wanted Campbell to take the lead at some point, and Campbell was like, I got nothing. It's all you.
I'm maxed out. Yeah.
Yeah. And but specifically the last shoot, I thought was really cool. They get to the last shoot,
which I also love, by the way.
I'm maxed out.
That Campbell would just say that. Yeah. Because a lot of people are probably thinking I'm not going to let him know, because then.
Yeah. But they get to the last shoot, right? And Campbell has he misses his first shot, and Perrot gets his first 4 down. And then you could see him just sort of like hesitate for a second. And instead of panicking and just letting it go, he like resets. He knew he had Campbell going to the penalty loop. He's like, I can take a second. I can get this down. And
I don't know if he knew, to be honest.
I think he knew. I think, regardless, the presence of mind, now knowing what you said about, clearly he knew what Campbell's legs were, his ski situation, and knowing that he could get, like, even if Campbell was perfect, I can give him a couple seconds. I can catch up to him. Just having the presence of mind to reset and not panic. And he's only 24. It seems like he's 28.
I've seen him do that
24.
before.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So
he's not rushing through it.
No. He's excellent. And he obviously put himself in position to win the overall.
Cool-headed.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember, this just popped into my head a couple of years ago. I can't remember who it was. Somebody compared him to Fourcade. Do you remember this? This was when he was 21 or 20 years old. And at the time I was like, man, like, don't do that. Don't. But that was a little Fourcade-ish, I thought, just anyway, I was very impressed by him today.
I don't know. See, I don't like that comparison, because in Perrot, I see a very, and I'm just comparing to biathletes, because I think Fourcade was also a very withdrawn, quiet person in personal life.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Perrot is not a showboat. At least I don't see it a lot. I mean, he's happy and excited. Yeah, sure. But
yeah.
I haven't seen him really like playing other athletes.
Got it. Yeah.
I think Fourcade used to do.
Yeah, I think I was thinking more just the cool-headedness of just knowing that, hey, I can do this.
Yeah.
That's really all I meant. You could
no, for sure.
You could fill in any other great biathlete, probably.
Yeah.
Just that he's French.
For me, it's like, if there's one thing that Fourcade really stands out in my memory, is that he was always playing games with people, with other biathletes, jumping out of the way all of a sudden so the other one would be in the lead, or
I
don't know, things like that. And, just passing someone in the shooting range just to
playing the mind
change
games.
Spots.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah. But I
know, and that clearly is not what happened today. Yeah. So when I just look back at the weekend, he was the man of the weekend. Clearly, he won 2 races. What else can you expect from him? What else can you hope for? That was very cool.
Yeah. You did say you were talking about Lou. What'd you think of her?
I think Lou is
results this weekend, or
obviously excellent. Cannot complain with second and fourth, right? I think that Lou is probably happy that she has a little break before the Olympics. She looked like she was on fumes there in the last lap today.
Well, so I was going to bring that up. Remember that I mentioned, I don't think it was the last, but maybe the podcast before that, that even when she looks slow, in quotes, that she's still pretty fast. Yeah. Today, it looked like she was not having it, either bad skis or maybe she was feeling sick. She still had the third ski time. So it was Breja-Boucher and then Anna Magnussen 10 seconds behind, and then Jean Monod 21.9 seconds behind.
Man.
So faster than Michelin, faster than Simone, faster than Fitozzi.
I would not have believed that. She just looked toasted at the end of the race, right? When she sort of was grinding.
Although she also didn't lose time, I guess.
Yeah. Well, she was like grinding back the meters. I just, when Lou Jean Monod leaves the range like 3 seconds back, and those were 3 very good skiers. I just anticipated that at some point she would link up with them and never quite close down the gap. But to be fair, I thought
the next shot she would be part of the group.
Yeah, to be fair, those women were amazing. So what do you?
Oh yeah. I don't want to take anything away from them, but like you said, when she left a little bit later, I thought when we switch to the next camera, she'll be, she'll right just sprint and catch up, but it's not that easy as we make it sound, I'm sure.
No, yeah, I agree. But regardless, I mean, she probably would have loved to have had a podium today, but mission accomplished, finishing second and fourth. And I think I said she put her overall lead over 200 points, to the point where she's either going to have a really bad week or miss a week sick to really put it in doubt. So,
well, and I mean, I guess Suvi was there, but Schierkeide wasn't there. Urberg's sisters weren't there.
Yeah.
Like, you're reducing the field of competitors.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Speaking of somebody who looked like they were on fumes, it really felt to me that Suvi was, I think she did well, all things considered, this weekend, but I thought that she looked tired. And she had some sort of, again, this is not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but she just had a few more misses than she normally does. So we'll see. I do
wonder, because this is I think last year was more of a wave of riding the wave of unexpected results, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where this year, I definitely think there's more expectations, and she's proven those were correct many times. But she seems very upset when a race doesn't go ideal.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder about Oberhof. Obviously it was a great thing. She had a great weekend to close within 50 points of Lou. And I wonder if now, anytime she's not, top 5 or whatever, that she takes it a little bit harder. I will say that when she got those last 10 shots down, I think the last one she was like 18.8 seconds or something like that. So maybe she relieved herself of some of that anxiety, some of that stress.
Yeah, and you'll see often with athletes that they, if they feel like they just did something wrong, like didn't focus or didn't concentrate on certain aspects of shooting, they get frustrated with themselves, right? Which is totally understandable. Like, I think Giacomo mentioned that in the short individual, he just wasn't focused. And then his coach had said, you need to shoot with the trigger, not with your eyes. That's why he was doing the pointing at his eyes to his coach.
Makes more sense, though. I didn't catch that, but yeah. I just want to just close up the loop there on Suvi, but to be clear, she's not having a bad season at all. Like, she's in a great position to finish the year out and the top 5 of the overall, if not top 3. She could very well go to the Olympics and win a medal. And I don't think nobody would be surprised at this point.
Totally.
Right. And if she does just one of those things, this is a success beyond anyone's wildest imaginations 2 years ago. So, it's a lot of fun, and I try to remind myself of that in my Suvi fandom that this is all a gift. So, it's all a blessing. So, I'm always thrilled and can't wait to see what happens in Antholz and what happens the rest of the year.
And I mean, she's just wanted to see. So she has how many single mixed? 15 or so, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. She's got 2 wins and 2 third places. And overall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 top 10s.
Pretty good.
So could
single
be an
mixed
opportunity for the Olympics. Oh, they don't do single mixed, eh?
They don't, yeah. Worlds, yes. Olympics, no. They should.
Oh, there goes that plan.
On the other hand, she did get another win, another trip to the top of the podium, and I thought that she and Seppala, ran the race to perfection. And to their credit, they didn't look overly happy to be on the top of the podium. I mean, clearly happy, but not like they acknowledged that Pfund and Fiechner won on the tracks.
Beat them. Yeah. Yeah.
You mentioned Jacomel. I felt like you were going to go somewhere with that, and I apologize. You mentioned
that was more, I wanted to mention that we've talked about someone like Ligret whose floor is still pretty high. And I think that's what you see with Jacomel, that he's a bit more of a up and down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his results were not bad at all. Like he was 10th in the short and then 11th. So, I mean, those are not bad results by any means.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, if Perrot wins, you can see the massive gap in points, right?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
And then if you consider, like, it is incredible that he has 5 misses and still comes in at 11th.
Man.
And in the individual 4 misses and it comes in 10th. But, I mean, that's not like you get, it's almost, I know this is going to sound bad, but it's almost like, what's her name from Slovenia?
Lampic?
Former Lampic.
Lampic? Yeah.
That, if they shoot clean, there's nobody going to be able to beat them. Pretty much.
Yeah. I think you're right. I
mean, for Jacomel, it definitely happens more often, or just one miss. But it is, sorry for the pun here, hit and miss with Jacomel, I find.
Totally correct.
And I think it will get better as he gets older, but.
I just pulled it up while you were speaking. His shooting percentage the last 3 years has gone up from 78.6 to 82.6 to 84.8. So it is improving year over year. But you can, I mean, anybody with a shooting percentage of 84/8, or 84.8, that there's going to be some rougher days in there. And that's kind of what happened this weekend. But yeah, to do it.
And I mean, maybe he's just one of those people that's just part of them. And
yeah, sort of like a Jacqueline, where there's a certain part you just got to live with it. Learn to love it.
He had a pretty decent weekend, eh?
Absolutely. Really nice for him. He actually, I didn't realize this, but I look back and really since Östersund, like he's been okay, right? It's not lighting the world on fire, but nothing to be ashamed of. I think he had one bad race in there, whether was it Ruhpolding or Oberhof, where he missed the pursuit.
That was after, I think it was Oberhof.
Yeah. And then every other time though he's been top 10. So 7th, 3rd, 2nd, 9th, 68th, 7th, 8th, 2nd, and then 12th today. So a nice little run there, and nice to see. He's going to be a threat.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, as you're speaking, I'm looking up his shooting times, because of course we know that he likes to shoot like a madman sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not even in the top 10 for his first standing.
You looking
final standing?
Which race?
In shooting time
today?
Sorry, today's. Yeah. Let's see here. Today, the fourth shooting, he was 5th in shooting time. Which, I mean, he's still fast.
Yeah.
But I felt sometimes you would look up the times and he'd be like 4 seconds faster than the second one, but he had 4 misses. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know
exactly
what you mean.
Whether they, yeah.
Well, did you happen to? I thought you were doing this because of the shooting times in the short individual. Did you happen to see those? Well, so I've got them in front of me. If you want to hear them.
Even today with the mass start, there were 3 people slower in the second shooting today.
That's it.
That looks unreal.
What's
so and then QFM was slower. Lukas Hofer. That can't be right. Was it that bad? Like of the 30 people, he shot the 26th shooting time.
Today?
And then QFM 27th, Hofer 20. Yeah. The second shooting, the first, or the second prone, I guess. That's just weird.
Wow. That was his theme for the weekend, though. Because it worked well on the short individual. Yeah, just I don't ever remember seeing him shoot this slowly in the short individual. I mean, he was. I got the times in front of me: 33.2 seconds, 24.7, 34.4, and 29. Took his time and
I guess that's my point. Like he seems to definitely take more time.
Yeah,
in his shooting.
Yeah. I don't know if I like it. Where's my Jacqueline? What happened?
The all or nothing guy. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Maybe he's got to get back to it. It worked for one day, but now speaking of slow shooting, did you happen to see Braza Boucher on the short individual? She was deliberate, to put it mildly.
Well, I don't know.
Her shooting times were
I noticed that she was definitely taking time.
Her first prone, 46.2, 29.4 for her first stand, then 38.9 for her second prone, 35.4 for her second standing. And it clearly
she was rushing her second prone because she missed her. But that's the thing, though, for her. Like if you know you're such a fast skier.
Exactly what I was going to say, is that why not? Take the time. And it worked. That was, never, I would never say she was a fast shooter. You're never going to confuse her and Simone on the range. But that was pretty, taking it to an extreme example I hadn't seen her do before. I guess I hadn't seen her do lately.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that was, now that I'm thinking about it, I would have to go back and look at all the French, because you mentioned QFM was pretty slow as well. Was that a strategy specifically by the French this week? Because I've seen Jean Monod do that also. Slow down a little bit rather than looking for the extra speed. And I know that I talked to Baiba today, and I don't remember which race she mentioned it, but she was saying how the wind was just not, it was very gusty at times, and it was not playing nice, I think is the way she said it. So there was one time she came onto the range.
She had a very fast shooting today, I think, though.
Well, it must have been a different one, because she said she came on and she clicked to right, and then because the wind was blowing, and then died while she was shooting, and she missed everything right. But
yeah, and that's frustrating, right? You don't want to break your position. You kind of, well, especially the ones that have the flap in front of their eye or the cover. You kind of have to move your head to see the flags. I know you were texting me about Leah Meyer.
Yeah, Leah Meyer.
I thought, it was nice to see Hecky Grossbeck out front.
Yes. That was a great race. I think about how disappointed she was that she wasn't able to earn the Olympic team on her own merit, right? She had to be chosen as opposed to qualifying, but I wonder if that was kind of a weight on her, because she looked great. Was she fifth, I think, in the individual? And I thought she had a great mixed relay leg. I couldn't remember if she was fifth or sixth. So that was great. And
as
you
far as I
mentioned
know,
Leah Meyer.
she didn't fall because. No, I think they just, Heike Gross was back in the picture. Amy Bezerga, maybe not as high as the previous weekend, but she still had a good weekend. And then, Leah Meyer, who I still think she just came from the IBU Cup or something, but she's 24, so it's not like she's super young, but.
Good year, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
Another top 15 there.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm going to mention to our listeners that we are experiencing some odd, like you should be 2 hours ahead of me, but you're actually 4 or 5 seconds behind me, and it creates these weird lulls in the recording. So if you're like, why did they stop talking to each other? We're just kind of waiting for each other to speak.
And I will also do my best to delete a lot of those.
Let's talk about your fellow Americans who, what I also wanted to mention, apparently have been great at reaching out to the Slettemarks and, making sure that everybody is comfortable walking around at the World Cup without feeling awkwardness with the things that are happening right now. That's almost like the bigger win, right? That people can put that aside and just treat each other for who they are and kind of put aside what country they happen to live in. So, but that said, too bad that Wright just was at the max when Perrot asked him to take the lead, but still a fantastic result. And I have to look it up. And in the end, with the short, the last two penalties obviously cost him a better result. But because if I'm looking, if Campbell would have hit his last 5 shots, he would have been in 4th position. But coulda, shoulda, woulda. In the end, still, good result there. And then second today, so.
I've got some Campbell Wright stats for you. He is, so obviously this is his first World Cup podium. He has the 2 from the World Championships, but this is his first one in the World Cup. You could see that grin on his face in the last lap. I don't know if it was on all the feeds or just the world feed, but he was clearly pretty happy with himself. So he now has 3 total podiums. And not that the United States has a giant history in biathlon, but that ties him with Lowell Bailey for second most, only behind Burke and his 6 podiums. He has 5 top 5s. He trails Bailey by 1. He trails Burke by 7. And the more impressive part is that Campbell has only raced 83 times. Both of those guys, they were 260 and 280 times each. So did it a little bit faster. And so just really curious to see what he does next, because he is always entertaining. And the best part is he's actually just really good at biathlon too.
Yeah, and I still think a lot of that has to do with his mindset.
Totally.
And then also, I don't know where to start. So they got fourth in the mixed relay.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to quickly look up the first lap. So Deidre was 10th in the first lap or loop. And then obviously the whole team did well. I don't think they had any weak results, 7 reloads. So
yeah,
that's same as France, same as Czech, better than Italy, better than Sweden. So can't ask for much more there. And those are the results that again show where they are, right?
Absolutely. They're building. Can't be upset with Germain at all, losing the sprint there at the end to Kirchmarch, who was clearly pumped and carried along on a cloud by the raucous home crowd. Yeah. That was pretty amazing. But yeah, I mean, it tied the best mixed relay performance ever by an American squad. So can't do better than your best. And you mentioned Deidre with another great week. I think she was 13th in the individual and then 10th today. Yeah. Which gives her 6 top 20s this year. There have only ever been 3 other American women who have done that in a year. So Susan Dunkley, Claire Egan, and Anna Sonnerup. And she currently sits 26th overall. And that has only been done 8 previous times by women. Susan Dunkley did it 4 times. Claire Egan once. And Sonnerup did it once. And then Joan Miller-Smith did it. And Sonnerup and Smith were competing in the late 80s, early 90s. So been a little while until you got to Egan and Dunkley and now Deidre. So what she's doing is pretty good. I mean, and she is writing herself up there in the top levels of women's biathlon for the United States. And to see her doing it and Campbell doing it at the same time, the mixed relay, it's really, I mean, it's been a bumpy few years, I think, for American biathlon for non-racing related things, but things are really trending in a very good direction right now. That's very exciting.
Well, it makes me think too that the wax must have been the skis must have been good, and I think we at some point talked about how if it's cold, then the waxing apparently is not as complicated, but these were not ideal conditions.
Nope. Yeah, the wax cowboys.
I think they must have done a really good job. Yeah. And I always like to look at, if you look at Deidre's mass start, the people behind her, Anna Magnussen, Francie Preuss, Reza Boucher, Heike Gross, Jean Richard, I mean, big names, right? Tandrevold, though I wouldn't mind having a little chat about her, but who is this person who took over Tandrevold's body?
Doesn't look like Tandrevold in the least.
This is it's almost like, and I remember seeing her when the World Cup was in Canmore, and it's almost like that mode or that it just feels like she was never able to recover from that, losing that World Cup overall. And she's been a different person almost since then.
She used to have this
And she
almost
had
like
her one win, but
overactive puppy dog energy where it felt like she was just like exploding with enthusiasm. And I don't remember the last time. I honestly don't remember the last time we saw that. I don't know how you get that back.
Well, success would help, but
yeah. I don't.
It's hard to picture that she's having a lot of fun right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's a question for you. The team is going to go to the Olympics. You can only start 4 in the non-relay races. I mean, I guess you still put her out there because she still has the high ceiling should it all come together. But I don't know if I'm putting her on the relay right now.
No, well, especially after the success that the Norwegian women had without her.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's and especially, with her shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can just lose a race because of that, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, she's never been, Mrs. Consistency or reliable, but still.
Yeah. Sadly, I mean, I
think her advantage is that, who would you put in her place, right? Because Arne Clive looked strong, but then she also had a, not a great weekend, really. Individual races. Because do you remember the 6 that are going? So you have Schierkeide, Knoten.
Yep, Schierkeide, Knoten, Juni, Krokstad, Johansson, Tandrevold, and that's 5.
Yeah, I guess it's like the 4 participants per race and a sub, or well, a backup. I don't know how you would call that, but
yeah, I think, and
I don't know.
Pulling it up real quick just to confirm because I did not have it in front of me. I just want to make sure I get it right. Yeah, Juni, Marta Johansson, Caroline Knoten, Maren Schierkeide, Tandrevold. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like her shooting has just been so unreliable.
Almost expect a penalty loop on the relay now. And that's with, you get 3 reloads. Yeah. It makes me sad. It just makes me really sad.
Like the last time she shot clean was March 7th in Nove Mesto. She shot clean and she won.
Yeah.
And after that, her percentages were 75, 83.3, 80, 85, 57.4, 70, 80, 43.8, 64, 85, 50, 80, 76, 85, 80, 90, and then 70, 69, 80, 85, 61, 65.
And
that's really both team relays and non-team. But
yeah. When I saw the individual this week and she was very, deliberate on the range and she was 17 for 20, which is not, spectacular. I was like, okay, this is something we can build off of. And then it was like, momentum didn't exist.
Yeah.
It makes me sad. I mean, you think about how there's a picture that I have in my head of, I think it's a relay in Ruhpolding. And she is like looking back over her shoulder and she's got the tongue sticking out of her mouth. And it was like she was the anchor leg. And then I can't remember who she was matched up against, but it was like, and I believe they went on to win. And it was just this look of like, yeah, she is one of these women now, right? She is one of these women that you can count on to close out the relay, that you can, you believe is going to be in the fight against the best in the world and coming out on top. And yeah, you're right. It's like it slipped at the end of that season, and she's only been able to grab it for the briefest of moments.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible.
It's a hard sport. And I know that she's friends with Batozzi, right? And you almost would like, hey, can you go just like live in a monastery or a whatever, or a convent with Vitozzi and just like study, the Tao of coming back from
Shooting trouble.
shooting troubles. Yeah, it's just, but way way easier said than done.
Although interesting for Vitozzi, it was the prone.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's actually, now that I read the numbers of her shooting, it's worse.
Yeah, there were a lot of really bad numbers that you read.
Yeah, and if I look at, let's see here, let's pick the same date, 2 years ago. So I'm looking at team results since January 20th, so roughly 2 years ago. Her overall hit percentage in relays is 71.8%. And then standing, 61.4.
Ugh. This is gross.
And if I reduce that to last year, January 26th. So in the last year, basically, total 64.3, standing 53.9, prone 79.
Oh, man.
I mean, her skiing is good.
Thank goodness.
Average ski rank 5.8. So no
Thank
complaint
goodness
about that. But
yeah, that's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Can we talk about something good?
Yeah.
How about the some good results here? Sverre Aspenes, the Norwegian gentleman who is 27, 28. He's not young, not a kid. And, he was on the ASKO Cup? I always get the letters mixed up in my head. Or AKSO Cup. And he, to start the season, gets back up to the IBU Cup, finally gets his start, on the World Cup for the first time in 4 years. And he's hung around for a couple of reasons, but, got an 8th in the individual and then got his podium today in the mass start. And I just proud of guys that are persistent like this, who, even though they've been around for a while and there seems to be a huge load of people in front of them, it would have been easy, right, for him to say, you know what, it's just not working, not happening. But he kept fighting, and now he's got
I'm really good, but not quite good enough for.
Yes. Now he's got that podium, and he will always have that memory.
Yeah, because he has 12 races only.
And he's what, 28? Do you have that in front of you?
28, yeah.
Yeah. For a Norwegian at 28 to only have 12 World Cup races,
Yeah.
But
and his best result up to now was 16th.
Yeah.
In January this year in Oberhof.
Persistence. I love those stories. Speaking of persistence, Hannah Kabinger, I just wanted to mention it real quick. It was not a spectacular weekend based on results, but she was back, and that is just huge. She was super excited, and I'm happy for her. I know that she wants to do better, and another year of health, and hopefully next season will be even more spectacular. We'll see her more on the World Cup, but it was just fun to see her back there.
Mm-hmm. Well, and she was clearly enjoying it, right? And that was a nice thing, not to be down too much if it's not, you're not winning on your first race back. Just be happy that you made it back, and with the whole story where she came from, it's definitely a good feeling story.
Mm-hmm. I got a good feeling story for you.
Yeah.
Lukas Hofer.
Yes, I had him written down, but I sort of overlooking him. But yeah, he's definitely warming up at the right time for the right event. Eh?
Yep. Would you care to guess where he ranks in terms of points accumulated for the second trimester amongst the men?
Like ever, or just season?
Just this season.
Well, I think he did quite top 10.
Oh, yeah. Got a guess?
I'll say sixth.
Close. He was fifth. So Perrot was first, 387. Jacquemelle second, 366. Seba Samuelson was third, 283. Dalla, who didn't even race in Nove Mesto, was fourth at 241. And then Lukas Hofer, 239 and fifth. And then right behind him was Ponsaloma at 233. And then QFM and Isaac Fry were both at 203. That was pretty darn good to have for Italy to have the number 2 and number 5 point earners for trimester 2 going into the Olympics. They got to be pretty darn excited.
Well, and I think Hofer did quite well in the relay as well, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, only one spare.
He looks amazing.
Third leg time. Oh no, that's
Behind.
the fourth loop time. Yeah, and or course time, and then third loop time.
Man, behind who?
Campbell Wright and Victor Brandt.
Victor Brandt. Woo.
Yeah.
Victor Brandt, who probably earned himself a spot on the Olympic relay team with that, if he hadn't already.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think him and Ellen are, I don't know who else would really.
I was just thinking Stefansson if they wanted to.
Honest.
Yeah. I was just looking at this. Lukas Hofer right now is 14th in the overall. He has only finished higher than that 4 times in his career.
That's incredible. 36 years old.
Oh, man. And I thought he was going to, like 2 years ago, it felt like he was on his way out. Or was it 3 years ago?
Well, didn't he have that period where he trained with Sweden and something like that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
And it's almost to the point where maybe he realized he still has enough in the tank to compete and decided, okay, these Olympics in my home nation, I'm not going to let those fly by.
Yeah. Oh, man. I cannot shake the thought, right, of the first race, that first Sunday of the Olympics. It's the mixed relay, and I think it's men and then women, and you have, I think it'll be Lukas Hofer leading off, and then Jacquemelle handing off. And what if they give Veer and Vitozzi like a solid lead, and then Vitozzi and Veer? Can you imagine? I mean, the crowd going just absolute bananas for those two women.
Well, and they also have the experience, right?
Oh yeah. And they're still quite good.
Veer has so much experience being in those positions, and when she especially was a little younger, but of course during her whole career. And then Vitozzi with the conclusion of the season 2 years ago with the pressure, and she handled that pretty well. So,
oh yeah,
that's. I mean, them and France are.
Yeah,
and Sweden.
Yeah. Norway even, right? They're not going to be as good, but given the right things,
their disadvantage is if the men start.
Yeah.
And then the women.
Well, I was thinking,
right? Because I
was thinking Shirkaida closing, if she's even close to it, we know her power.
Yeah. yeah, no, that if they can keep it close till she gets on, and assuming she's in the good form and shape, and
yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, that could be well, you remember back in Beijing, I think it was in Beijing, they had the mixed relay finished in like a 3-man sprint.
Was that with Russia and Norway? Did
Russia,
Christensen win then?
I don't remember. I have to go back and look. I just have this image of that mixed relay with a sprint, but that'd be so much fun. Especially if the Italians get a medal and sort of get the monkey off their back right away.
Yeah, I mean, that's because that will give them such a boost, right?
Huge.
Especially with a team race. So yeah.
And you think we've seen it recently, I think, with the World Championships and like the Czech team and the Swiss team, you could almost feel the pressure building as the week went on.
So if you were going to skip in time and pretend that the weeks in between today and the Olympics do not have any impact on the athletes, who are you going for the French mixed relay?
French mixed relay. And so the French mixed relay starts, this coming week. I am, of course, going to have Perrot in it. My other man would obviously come down between QFM and, well, I should say obviously Fabien Claude's looked very good too, but Jacqueline and QFM, I'm probably going QFM. I think it's just a little more stable. Probably lead with him and then Perrot number 2, right? Vice versa, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then for the women, one of them is going to be Lou, because I'm going for the win. And I have to assume that Lou is going to have the legs. Obviously, as you said today, looked slow and was still the 3rd fastest woman. And then I would, well, that's good. I mean, would I go Michelon or Simon would be my other one. I mean,
and then
I'd probably go Simon.
Yeah,
why
so
wouldn't
you're
I?
leaving out Camille Benet.
Yeah.
Breza Boucher.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the experience, like the racing experience, it's hard to not go with Julia Simon.
Yeah, I mean, I have a really hard time, especially with the way she closed today. I have a hard time not putting her in the anchor leg. Although, how do you not put Jean Monod in the anchor leg? It doesn't matter. You flip a coin. But
I honestly think for Jean Monod, it really doesn't matter too much if she's in the 3rd or 4th leg, where I think with Simon, you get a 10% boost if she's in the 4th leg.
No, I think you're right.
Compared to herself, right? Like,
oh yeah,
I honestly think she would perform better in the 4th leg than the 3rd. Yeah, because she seems one of those people that if she has a choice, she'd rather have 5 contenders for the last standing shooting than be there with a minute ahead of everybody.
Well, yeah, we've seen it both ways, right? Because sometimes she's a minute ahead of everybody, hits all 5 in like 17 seconds, and then takes a bow.
Sure.
And
yeah, no,
she enjoys that too.
I'm not saying she wouldn't perform, but it's almost she seemed to really thrive on the direct face to face.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here's a question for you, that you can only start 4. It's the Olympics. You can only start 4. What 4 French women do you pick to start your sprint and your individual? I'll give you Lou, and then you got 3 more.
Yeah, I would go to Justine for, in the sprint, the skiing.
Yeah.
Again, especially after this weekend, you can't really go around Simone. So Simone and I would probably go with Michelon.
Yeah.
The only thing with Simone is, obviously today she seemed to be fine, but yesterday she seemed to have quite a bit of trouble health-wise.
Yeah.
But, I mean, because I would also argue she has fewer races in her legs from starting the season later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the three are almost pretty easy picks, and then I would probably go Michelin as the fourth, especially because she had a rough season so far, but then this weekend she looked pretty good. So
I agree. Yeah, I think it's tough. It's tough for Benet, who has obviously performed so well in the individuals. Well, I guess she was on the podium in the first individual, but not so well this time. Sounds like afterward, she mentioned to somebody in an interview that she had a very painful week with her period, and I'm just, it just is real life, right? And I being a man, I would never, I've never had to deal with it. So, but that was why she missed the single mixed, which I don't know.
Very last minute, right?
Very last minute. Yeah, I don't know how much that would affect you. I'm a man. Like, let's be totally honest about this. I am very fortunate, never have to worry about it. But if she was in that much discomfort to miss a race, that she came back today and was in fifth was pretty freaking awesome. So I would feel bad for her to miss out on the individual. Maybe the opportunity she would have the best chance in with her excellent shooting. But on the other hand, Michelin just looks very good right now, and her ceiling is higher.
Yeah.
And then I feel bad for Richard. Probably is just going along and getting the experience, because I don't really see a way for her to get a start at this point.
No, I mean, I don't know if I'm completely unbiased, but I think I would have taken Camille Benet.
You mean Botte? Because Benet's going. Benet's locked in.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Botte.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. By the way, I just want to say this real quick, because this is an immensely deep group of French women that Camille Benet made the team out of the selection races was awesome, and then that she solidified her spot and then made the Olympic team. So solidifying herself as one of the top 6 women in this era of French biathlon that is so deep, very cool. And as of right now, with one trimester left, she is still the second highest ranked French woman. So congratulations to Camille Benet for one hell of a season. However it finishes out. Yeah. Super proud of her. And our guest. Which is obviously what was the springboard.
Definitely seems to be a bit of a connection. Like, look at Deidre.
Yep, Campbell.
Right.
Yeah.
Campbell.
We won't mention the people who didn't have good seasons, but yeah.
Yeah, that's, let's, like you said, stay positive.
Exactly. We mentioned just briefly, oh my goodness. We mentioned just briefly Kirchmar and the mixed relay. But I just thought that moment was amazing. And if you guys haven't seen it, like, please go look at it. Go watch the finished Biathlon World. Put it up on their Instagram page, and it's just phenomenal. Just an insane moment, and his celebration, it was fantastic. I also didn't realize it was his birthday this week.
Oh, yeah. No, they were talking about that and how we think they always rent a house close to you could see the hotel where they stay, or the place where they stay. Oh, sorry, I might be mixing that up with the Norwegians, but anyway, it's close, and he stays there with 10 family, or like a group of 10, all family and kids, and
yeah,
I just love that. That's
family atmosphere.
I was looking. Sorry,
family atmosphere.
Yeah, no, I was trying to find the height of Camille Benet, because I know Magnussen is the smallest in the field, but she was standing one mat to the left of Benet, and it made me think that Benet must be really tall, but I've never thought that before.
Did you find it?
I know Klutens and Knoten is they're pretty tall, but no, I didn't. I don't actually know if they tracked that, but
well, just real quick Google search does not turn up anything, so I'm not going to go any further than that.
Yeah. I also thought that Preuss looked really good, considering that it seemed like her rifle broke. Her man, I can't talk anymore. Her grip. Yep, there we go. Her grip broke, so they kind of put it together. They put a pen in and some screws and some glue that held it together, and she raced with that all weekend. And then sounded like Emilie Jacquelin's brother, who has the 3D printing company, does a lot of work for Biathlon, is apparently printing a new grip for Francie so that she's ready to go in Antolz, and luckily with time to get used to it. Yeah. Well, I mean, that is his job, so I'm guessing that he's paid for it, but
still very cool.
And I do wonder if this is one of those, situations where they just have the molds. They don't even need a mold, the digital mold, I guess, for all the athletes. So they could probably push it out pretty quick, but the delay's probably in getting it there, right?
Yeah. You saw her quote afterwards, talking about if this was the last time. Saw some people speculating that it was her saying she's going to retire at the Olympics. I heard it as her last time in Nove Mesto, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, and I mean, even if she hasn't decided yet, she still knows that it could be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming they're on the calendar next year, but I don't know. I didn't take it that way necessarily. I thought more maybe Nove Mesto last time. But I also think, depending on how the Olympics go and where she is, where is she in the standings? Probably not.
Like 12th, 13th, somewhere in that range, probably.
She's 450 points behind almost. Yeah.
Strong close to the year. She could find herself in the top 10, 8, somewhere in that range, probably.
Yeah, but I mean, it's for her. It's not if I stay in, I could still compete for the globe, right? So
yeah.
She lost or missed too many races already. So if at that point after the Olympics she feels like I'm not coming back next year, then it's almost to the point like, what's the point of doing the last three? But and again, I think she's one of those people that would do it just because it's maybe the right thing to do to finish a season.
Mm-hmm.
But
and then I would imagine she would get a nice send off in Oslo as well. I'm sure plenty of people will be retiring at that point, but especially after last year, it would be
and even if she doesn't race, I'm thinking she would still be there and get her send off, right?
Yeah, the lap of honor.
Yeah.
Anybody else stand out to you this week?
No, I mean, the usual names look strong. Fitozzi was actually looking really good and just, didn't quite have the gas to make it to the sprint at the finish. But I thought, again, it was very enjoyable, even though, some of the top guns weren't there. Yeah. But, obviously there were no Canadians there, so that was... that's always something. No, I shouldn't say that. The people qualified for the Olympics weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
And then unfortunately in the The single mixed, we saw Emily Dixon and Holden Borglum, and then Emily again, and then they got lapped. And in the mixed relay, unfortunately, I think we only saw Gillian and Moira Green, and then they got lapped. So Holden Borglum and Matthew Strum were not able to show themselves, unfortunately, but that is, life on biathlon sometimes. And then other than that, I thought there was one more thing I really wanted to mention. So if I understood correctly, the German team in the single mix got disqualified because she left the mat with her rifle not completely on her back, which I know is breaking the rules. But from what I understood is that she probably would get away with it unless a team protests or points it out. And then there was talk on the German TV that I believe, Italian coach, who happens to be a guy from Finland, realized that, by the Germans being disqualified, the Finnish team would win. And that was a bit of the drive. Now, I don't know if that was just speculation or fact, and I don't know if they were the only team that protested or pointed it out. Yeah. But it leaves a bitter taste in my mouth, because I know rules are rules, and if that would be the policy of the IBU, I don't care how much you're ahead. I don't care how big the infringement is. Rules are rules. If you break them, you're out. If they would apply that every time to everybody, then sure. But as we have seen multiple times that some teams get away with things and other teams don't, it made me feel kind of bitter, because you mentioned it earlier, right? I think Suvi and was it Otto?
Seppala.
Invenius? Seppala, sorry. They almost felt bad to celebrate. Yeah. And like I said, I'm sure they were happy, but they probably would admit that they weren't the strongest team out there. And it was also, she wasn't trying to gain a few seconds. It was just an awkward, thing with her glasses. Yeah. I don't know if you're going to introduce a gray area in handing out penalties, I think this could have been one where you say, you know what, there was really no benefit. It wasn't intentional. Yeah. Let me be clear. I'm a proponent of saying you broke the rules, you're out, but then apply that to everybody.
Totally agree.
And stay away from the gray area.
Well, and just to be open, I mean, I think what we're dancing around is the issue where was it Stromsheim? Was it just last year where he crosses the firing line and nothing ever happens about it, and it was just as clear a violation as you're ever going to see. Anyway, so just
and I think what made me bitter about that one is that there was an athlete at the World Championships, I think, who got penalized for stepping on the strap.
Yes.
In the standing shooting.
Yep.
One of the Estonians.
I don't remember which nation it was. Was it Estonia? It was Estonia. You're correct. Was Susan Kulm or Tomingus? I don't remember.
No, it was... Anyway. Doesn't matter at this point, but, at the World Championships, and I think she had a personal best that race, and then I don't know. I would have to look it up again, but I don't think her shooting was particularly good, high above her average or anything. I don't know. Just if you introduce that gray area, there's always going to be that feeling of it leaves room for people feeling that they're cheated on, or I don't know, cheated because they broke the rule, but it's like if it doesn't apply to everybody, then leaves a bit of a bitter taste. And
apply the rules evenly.
Yeah. And let's be honest, like for someone like Pfund and the team, like they may not get this opportunity again.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it
anyway,
may not make a big issue or make a big difference in the final Nations Cup standings, but right now, as it stands, taking off those points and then elevating Finland into first actually has Finland within striking distance of Germany for the fifth spot in the Nations Cup, which is it's pretty big because it's the difference between 6 starters and 5. And for a nation like Germany, you absolutely could use 6. And so hopefully great races by everybody all the rest of the way, and it doesn't end up making a difference as far as the Nation Cup goes. But I 100% agree with what you were saying.
Yeah.
Were there any, this is a weird question.
Okay, you got to bring up one more thing positive, because
Were there any moments?
I don't bring up the happy topics today, hey?
Well, it was kind of one of those weekends where there just were heavy things that needed to be talked about.
I just, I really get a kick out of it. We talked about Hofer and Kretschmar and, the people that have been around and that still show this incredible excitement, even if they're not winning, but just, having a great race with the team or just, not taking things for granted. And you could, with both of those, you could argue they've had their success. They've been in positions like that before.
Yeah.
And and you even see that with all the athletes many athletes from non-Czech, not from the Czech team, how much they enjoy and appreciate the crowd too. And I honestly feel that Nove Mesto is probably the worst event to translate the atmosphere from the stadium to the people at home.
Yeah.
Because I honestly, with Nove Mesto, I never feel like you even get 5% of the atmosphere. Like the thing you see it most in, so on the relay, for example, on the German broadcast, they will actually interview athletes after their legs. Mm-hmm. And all of them are like, sorry, I can't hear you. Like that's how loud it is, but you don't notice that at all. I've had a couple times where you see situations like that and you're like, man, is my volume off or something? Like you don't pick up on that at all. And that's really too bad because, you listen to what the athletes are saying and it must be crazy loud.
To their credit,
I just don't get that sense at all.
A couple of the athletes actually did a really good job on Instagram of posting just videos. Leah Meyer, we mentioned earlier, but she had a really funny clip where, she was pretending that somebody asked her the secret to, biathlon, and then, she's moving her mouth and not talking, and all you can hear is the crowd noise to make it look like the crowd was too loud to actually be able to hear. Anna Gondler just posted just a video of the crowd. And you can just read, and see, that they all have this immense appreciation for the enthusiasm of this crowd. So it's pretty cool. It's not.
And I don't want to make it sound like I was negatively complaining about Nove Mesto events.
No, I don't think you are.
Unfortunate that they don't have better sound quality to bring it across.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just the crowd would be so loud you couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, maybe. Well, but that's in a way what you want, right?
Yes, exactly. Yep. For
the full experience, you almost want to be unable to hear the commentary.
Yeah. Were there any moments, and I want to be better about this going forward, but were there any moments in specific races that you just thought were big moments? We already mentioned the final Eric Perrot shoot and Leo Pfund making the big move. I thought the last shoot of the women's mass start where all 4 women hit 5 for 5 was pretty spectacular. But were there any other moments in the races that you felt were like big, whoa, look at that moments?
I would still say the shot of the four nations in the final shooting of a mass start, or the four athletes.
Yeah.
Only two nations, but
that is true.
Like that's just not something that you see every time, right?
No, that's pretty cool.
And to all shoot the same and clean, and yeah, that's probably the thing I would remember.
Yeah, most. It's pretty spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my moment too. That and Perrot. It's hard to have a moment like that in an individual because there's just so much happening all at the same time. But yeah, I mean both those last shoots for the mass starts were pretty cool. Before we go, I just want to mention a couple other good finishes.
In a weird way, I was enjoying the finish of the mass start, and from the perspective of, we've talked about how, yes, the French are all high-fiving each other, but it obviously is a bit warmer between Justine and Lou compared to, Simon and Justine, for example, and we know all the background and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of cool how Michelin just stepped over that or didn't even consider it and just gave Simon the biggest hug, especially when you consider she came in second after Simon. But just
yes.
Pure happiness and emotion, and just be excited of getting second place and hugging someone that, let's just say is maybe not your closest friend.
Mm-hmm.
That still, I don't know, made me grin, I guess, for Michelin, that she's just, happy puppy.
It makes her really likable that she gets so caught up and excited in the moment. Mm-hmm. And she's had great success, but that moment meant that much that she's just, like you said, happy puppy. It just makes her very, very likable.
And did Lou seem almost like, another day in the office kind of thing?
Yeah, she crossed the finish line. Didn't really make it too far.
Start, she's.
It's like, all right.
I honestly feel like she just maybe wasn't feeling great, or which is kind of astounding if you realize she was still the third fastest and so close to winning. But
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Not quite herself, but you said you had a couple more things.
Yeah, I wanted to mention Renard Birkenthal, for the Latvian young man who finished in the top 10 in the individual. I think, I don't have this 100%, but I think he's only the sixth Latvian man to finish in the top 10 of a race. So that was pretty awesome. Pretty good week by Latvia overall. Esther Wolfe, who just had a great week back at the Junior Cup in Madonna. She went to the Junior European Championships and had another good week there with, just more spectacular races. Rohard Lozbers, Lozbers, he's 17 years old. He won a couple medals at the Junior European Championship. So, young Latvians, they're showing out. So that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And then I wanted to mention the Romanians, Dmitry Shamaev and Anastasia Tolmacheva, both set personal bests, 18th and 29th, respectively. And then they went out and raced in the single mixed together, which I thought that was kind of cool. How often do you race in a single mixed when you guys are both coming off of personal bests? That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
And there are a bunch of personal bests out there.
No, and to come back to, Estonia, I just want to say that Regina Ermitz is having a really strong season, right?
Very strong season. Yep.
Not her top 20 today.
It's pretty cool. Very, very happy for her. Got to get her back on.
And I think for the Polish, I think Sidorowicz had a pretty decent weekend, hey?
Yeah, Sidorovic had a great individual. I think she was 11th. 11th. And that it felt like she needed that to sort of take the top off, and then Camilla Zook, I think was 26th. So a couple of decent races there.
Yeah. And then I'm really not sure what to think of Anna Gantler. Like, there's moments where I'm like, oh, she's back, and then there's moments where not quite.
Yeah. The
skiing is back.
The skiing is back. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I just want to see her, like, have that vibe again that she showed before previous season, right?
Yeah, and I think she's
and I'm sure
really close.
She'll get
really
there.
Close.
Yeah.
Actually, a really great week thinking now, because I think Emilien Claude was 6th in both races. No
kidding. Yeah,
he had a great week for him. And great week for that couple right there.
Yeah.
Vaclav Cervenka is a young U.S. man, and he came up and raced this week. And very cool for him because his parents are Czech. So I thought that was a cool moment, and got to see him
for sure,
at the end of the single mixed. And it wasn't a spectacular finish for the U.S. team, but you could still see he really appreciated the moment, just getting to race there.
Totally, yeah. In addition to the 6th places of Emilien Claude, he was also 2nd in the single mixed.
With Richard came in, correct, for Camille?
No, but Emilien Claude, you were talking about, that he was having a great weekend?
Correct. Thank you. Yep. So, hilarious story here for everybody. I just had to run and rescue my daughter, who is 2.5 years old. She has been progressively adding stuffies, like stuffed animals and whatnot, to her bed. And I go in there, and she flipped herself over from her stomach to her back, and moved her head from one side of the bed to the other, and she was like totally lost in this sea of stuffed animals, and she couldn't move, and she was distraught. So I had to go readjust her, get her out of there, but she looked so sad. So that was so I apologize if whatever happens next is disconnected from what we were saying earlier, because I had to go and you had to go rescue her. That was quite a moment.
Oh, that's cute.
Yep.
So
that's probably a good place to wrap it up, I think.
Yeah, so I was going to say no World Cup for a week and then the Olympics, or is it 2 weeks in between?
The Olympics begin on the opening ceremonies are on Friday, February 6th. The first biathlon race is going to be on Sunday, February 8th. So we get 2 weeks, one weekend
2 weeks from
in
now.
between. Yep. But we get European Championships in between.
The European Championships.
Yep.
It's a nice time of quietness when we're waiting for each other to start.
To finish off. That's a good sign. Let's get out of here. We're going to call it. We're done.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good week.
Everyone.
Oh,
Take care.
Last thing I want to say for anybody who's still here is that it's been really cool. Don't know what happened. Don't know why, but we've seen a pretty decent uptick in the number of people who are listening to the podcast, especially this year as a whole, but especially this trimester. So just wanted to say thank you. I every now and then we'll be talking to my wife, and I think, why does anybody want to listen to two yahoos, ramble about biathlon? But it's clearly a project of love. And I think RJ and I have said it 1,000 times, like we would be having these conversations if nobody was listening. But the fact that anybody wants to is still really, really cool. So thank you. I mean, thank you for everybody who's new. Thank you for everybody who's been here since day one. I just tickled, and I really appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Considering that's
other than
90 minutes into the podcast, I probably should put that in the front. But anyway, thank you, everybody.
Yep. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.